Hello, beautiful souls. It's Rose with Psychic Readings with Rose, here to bring you your March mid-month update for the sign of Aries. So Aries, we have a new moon in your sign happening on March 21st of this month. And then we have Pluto going into Aquarius on the 23rd of this month. So big stuff coming. So let's get right into your reading, okay? So this new moon coming up in Aries on the 21st will be in your first house, which is of the self, your personal presentation, your physical body, all things self-care focused on yourself, okay? So the recent past regarding your energy is the King of Pentacles in the upright position. So for many of you females watching this reading and you date men, this man could be a man that you just recently met the past few days, past few months, or maybe you actually knew him for a while, but he took a while to come in to your energy romantically. So maybe this started out as a friendship, because the King of Pentacles is a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn male, but he moves very slowly and methodically into anything that he does regarding matters of the heart, even with business, even with pleasure, anything. He's very methodical. He's very good with money. He takes good care of his health, and he's very grounded in reality. Really, really like heart of the earth type of person. But like I said, he does move slowly. So it could be, Aries, that this is really a good match for you. Like I said, it won't apply for everyone. This is if you're a female and you are married to a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn male, then if you had any hiccups or whatever, it doesn't look like it's anymore. So this is your guy. Or maybe you've always been happy with your husband, and this is a reassurance of, yes, you are meant to be with this person. Maybe you've been dating this person for a long time, and he's finally, saying, I want to take this further with you. It'll apply differently with all of you. If you are a male and you're dating men, then this is your guy coming in slowly but surely. If this is a business partner, male, whether you're male or female, gender fluid, then this is a very responsible and reliable business partner. If this is a boss, this is who I'd want to be my boss. But this looks more like a business partner, Aries. So yeah, it will apply differently to all of you. But this person is, as good as gold. They stand by their word. They're very good with finances. They're very good with producing abundance. Very good with talking to people, bedside manner, just overall really good person. And I see that, Aries, I feel like you're doing like a lot of inner work, okay? And I'll explain why I'm saying that. First of all, this will apply differently to all of you. So if you want to dive deep and to see how this applies, especially for you, you can go to my About section and click on my information and find out how to get in touch with me, and I'd love to set up a reading with you, okay? But we have here the Seven of Swords in the reverse position. Now, the Seven of Swords in the upright position can be a trickster of a card, somebody you got to watch out for, somebody who I don't feel like it's the King of Pentacles here at all. I don't feel like it's its king, that's for sure. But it's in the reverse. So that means the end of being a certain way, the end of trickery, the end of doing something a certain way, especially doing things, to suit yourself, in other words. So, maybe many of you decided to stop dating a certain type of guy, right? That would be more of like an air sign energy, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, who was a bit of a negative person in your life, and you always had to make sure that they were saying where they were when they were there, or they always had an alibi for why they were late, or maybe they they said they were going to call you at a certain time, and they never picked up the phone. They didn't call, or when you called them, it went straight to voicemail. Text messages get responded after a few hours. You know, just someone who kind of like ghosts you for a while and then comes back into your life. And then there's always something that they want for themselves out of it. And I feel with this being in the reverse, you're done with that type of person. You're done with those type of people. You know, and maybe because this King of Pentacles is so stable and so reliable that you know that this is more of a person that you want to be involved in, whether it's business, personal, or friendship, right? So that's really good to see. But I also feel like with you being in the first house, and you know, Aries, I love you guys. You're very spiritual. You like to dive into spirituality, astrology, tarot, all things, you know, strange and unusual. You guys love. That's why I love you guys so much. I have such good deep conversations with my Aries peoples. And you're just like, you know, I'm not about the trickery anymore. I'm not about the deception, the trickery. Maybe Aries, when it comes to matters of the heart, you decided to commit. You know, Aries, you decided to commit. Maybe some of you have very strong Aquarius, Libra, Gemini placements with the Epicence is more like a Libra energy. So maybe you guys have Libra rising or Libra moon, Libra Venus, stelliums as well. But I'm getting that this could also, like, for some of you, it'll be about yourself and how you're going to be, you know, honest, you know, going forth. And, you know, maybe you're feeling like you have to, you know, clear up your karma. Because I want to get into the next card and talk about, like, what that means. We have the Death card in the reverse here, Aries. So the Death card in reverse usually speaks of stagnation and not moving forward, but the Death card upright is more like moving forward. It's very Scorpio energy, the phoenix rising from the ashes, you know, really reinventing ourselves, a rebirth. But in the reverse position, it's the opposite of that. But in this reading, based on these cards here, I'm going to say you're doing shadow work. You're going to be going into this mid-month and through, you know, with the new moon, doing some shadow work after this full moon. Now, if you're watching this right after the full moon on the 7th, then you're getting ready for the new moon on the 21st to bring in, right? So on the full moon we release, on the new moon we bring in. But I feel mid-month you're doing shadow work on yourself, kind of like a karma cleanse, kind of clearing your karma, doing some shadow work, meaning like, you know, we all have parts of ourselves that are negative or trauma, you know, childhood trauma or trauma throughout our lives that we're trying to work with. So doing shadow work is very spiritual. I believe it was Carl Jung who, and excuse me if I'm not pronouncing his name right, Jung was a very famous, brilliant philosopher, and I believe he had this ideology of shadow work. I believe he is responsible for that practice. Okay, don't quote me though. But yes, I've done some shadow work. I've, you know, especially on the new moon, on the full moon, when I asked to release what no longer serves me for my greatest and highest good. This shadow work looks like it's a very deeper level, like you're removing your karma. Let's say, like, you know, you did wrong. We all, you know, it's very freeing when we know that we're not perfect people and when we make mistakes. But that doesn't mean that we are not allowed to have happiness in our lives just because we made a few mistakes. Nobody's perfect. You know, sometimes we don't mean to hurt people, or we don't mean to hurt ourselves, or sometimes, you know, we hurt ourselves because we make wrong choices for ourselves sometimes, or we, you know, it's not ready for us to be involved with this certain person, or sometimes we just make mistakes and we, you know, have bad judgment in lives and we learn from those mistakes. But when we carry on the burden of what we've done to ourselves and other people, sometimes it's good to do some shadow work and release it. So I feel like mid-month, that's exactly what you guys are doing. So the Death card reverse doesn't mean that you're not going through a rebirth. Just means, Aries, that you're keeping it to yourself, okay? Because this King of Pentacles has come along, whether this is romantic, friendship, or business, and you kind of want to clear up your karma a little bit, you know, and you want to keep it to yourself. So we can have a rebirth of the soul, or and go within, and we don't have to proclaim it, pronounce it to everyone. You don't have to go on social media and be like, I'm going through a spiritual awakening, I'm going through a rebirth. No, we can keep it to ourselves. So the Death card in reverse, that's exactly what it means here, especially with the Seven of Swords in the reverse. The end of, self-sabotage. The end of self-sabotage. Because we want to be around this king and all of his pentacles, which is health and wealth. Okay, so if we're not healthy, we're not wealthy. If we're not wealthy, we're not healthy. It has nothing to do with the ego. Okay, prosperity and abundance is a gift. Okay, right? Because Aries, you are really hard workers, so you know that. Okay, so I know you're really appreciative of these messages. So the overall message and advice from Spirit, this is beautiful, is the Justice card. So Spirit wants to wrap this up. This is a karma cleanse. This is a karma cleansing. This is some shadow work. This is a rebirth of your soul, right? Maybe you started this in Scorpio season of last year, and then you met your king in any scenario. So you decided to do the right thing, right? And not self-sabotage, or maybe make those text messages, make those phone calls, and reach out to people that you might have had understanding with, and try to start over, or just say I'm sorry, or just ask them how they're doing, take their temperature and see if they're willing to talk to you again, build new alliances, cleanse your karma. And probably because people that you do want back in your life for whatever reason, maybe you don't, but you want to make amends. It's good for ourselves, our souls, to do that. Our soul contracts. Sometimes people come into our lives for different reasons, but I feel like this king is here to stay, because the Justice card is also about, for some of you, getting married or signing legal documents together with another person, right? Of course, many times it's about court cases. So if you have a pending court case or something, it's going to go in your favor. If you were worried about that, the universe is here to tell you that, and your guides are here to tell you that everything's going to be okay. Maybe some of you, this could be a lawyer. So if some of you are going through a court battle or whatever, I don't really think it's such a major battle, but karmic justice, the wheels of karmic justice are turning in your favor. And maybe you're going to be doing the shadow work until late September, when and early October, when Libra season starts, because this is a Libra card and this is a Sagittarius card. So it looks like a year around the sun could do a world of good here. Right, Aries? Because your birthdays are coming up, right, in April. My beautiful Aries. My beautiful fire signs. I love the yin and yang feeling of this reading. I really do, Aries. I love it. It's very balancing. It's very good karma. It's like just really owning up to how you are, and maybe the mistakes you've made along the way, and your journey, and going within and really doing some really good shadow work to bring back karmic justice for good karma. Many blessings on this new moon in your sign. So if you've made it to the end of this reading and you like what I had to say, please subscribe to my channel. Please like, please share with, if you're cross-watching for an Aries, please share with them. If you're cross-watching for another sign and they have Aries strong placements in their chart, please share with them as well. Please comment below and let me know how this resonates with you. I love to hear about this shadow work and all this good karma coming to you, and about this king here, okay? Many blessings.